Do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, here we go. Now again, we're essentially jumping right on into the new endings. I had set it up as such. We're jumping right on in. I will go over like a couple of things that they also added. They added honor and custom, which is great. I think what's going to end up happening is our next playthrough is we're probably going to be playing honor. Yeah, we're probably going to do honor mode. Yeah, we did our first run in balance. Now we're gonna play, and then we're gonna play honor mode when we get back to it. Custom. Anyways, load game. There is an autosave because it's yeah. Okay, so let's get on to the ending. Boop. Now again, like I said, it's jumping right on into the ending because I went ahead and went through all that stuff. To make sure, well, for one, to make sure that it's gonna do its thing.
Since the Netherbrain fell, you and Shadowheart have seen more of Faerun than you ever thought possible. She no longer shies from wolves or water. Nothing in the world frightens her anymore. And you feel you could face anything by her side. One day, you receive a letter passed to you by a stranger who bows with deference.
Oh, I like her outfit.
To a gathering of the friends and allies who stood by your side in the fight against the Absolute. You waste no time in packing.
Oh,
set off on the long road back to where all of your adventures together began.
I really like their outfit. Lae'zel.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Blood money. We survived the effects of the experimental potion of Araj Ablordra, derived from our blood. Now we've got fire in our veins and someone willing to give us explosive blood potions.
What a lovely occasion this is.
I must be careful to not overindulge tonight, lest I lose control and slip into bear form.
We still have Hunter's Mark on. Oh, we still have all of these. We still have all of these feats on from the last fight.
I know well indeed.
Or protection. That's obviously on. But
Don't think about any of the local brains. Far too tempting.
oh, I love it. Wait, oh, where's my? Oh, I need my speak with animal potion.
Eve of revolution.
Now, it's the star of the show. Our humble protagonist who forsook Baal to save the city. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
It's wonderful to see you, Volo. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
The hero and I know.
Me. It's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
You see, Boo? I told you our friend was near.
Hey, Minsk!
We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
What is with your clothes? That's good to see you, Minsk.
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
You were in a cell? What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
Sounds like Withers got you out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore the sticky tyrant from the sky?
Ooh. Just living my life. Now I've found someone to live it with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, you are right, Boo. That is none of Minsk's business. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
There you are. I was hoping you'd make your way over.
Hey, it's Halsin. There's Asterion. Jaheira. Oh, we're gonna be talking to everybody.
Gods, I smell like a 70-year-old cinder. Withers yanked me from Avernus with my blade halfway through a Cambion's belly without so much as a chance at washing up. I'll forget all that. By the stars' light and the moon's glow, it's so good to see you, and I've got so much to tell you. The Hell Hunt's no mere duty. It's a thrill. The demons I've disintegrated, the devilkin I've bled, the stories I could share. I don't suppose you'd indulge me.
A tale of battle told by the legendary Blade of Avernus? I'm all ears.
Yes, but just the one, or I'll be yammering all night. You want to hear about the Amnitsu at the Styx? The three-tusked Orthon? Or the invading Goristroi?
Tell me about the Goristro.
Not just a pair, but a pack. Demonkin with no business treading the hells. Seems they had sights on a Palerion, one of Zariel's spies. At least, until I caught their eye. I wasn't the hunter anymore. I was the hunted, and they were the first to land a blow. Hoof to the back left a right nasty scar. Good thing for me, I'd learned every Goristro's weakness. They're dumb as bugbears on a bender. Throw something shiny, and they'll chase it. Tossed a handful of gold pieces and they scattered. I summoned a few stinking clouds, and they dropped before grabbing a single coin. Slit their necks for good measure. The damn things may be stupid, but they're sturdy, and I wasn't in the mood for nasty surprises.
Incredible story. Yeah, your father must be proud of you. Have you been visiting?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last Fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Ooh, I like that. Incredible story. I wish I'd been there to see it play out.
I wish you'd been there to join in. Oh, to battle together, just like the old days. I suppose that's my way of saying I miss you. Tonight, I toast not just the people we've become, but the people we were. Warriors, winners, saviors.
Surprised Missouri afforded you so much freedom.
She's kept me on a long leash, if you can believe it. Every target she's set me on's been a demonic intruder. Tenari assassins who slip into Avernus. Armonites that amass near the Styx. My next mark's the most challenging yet. Or so she says. I don't know much more. Only that it's no demon, but a devil. She's playing a game. I don't know what it is or how she plans to win, but I can tell you this much. I'd fall on my own blade and join the blood war in an instant should Zariel's hell-touched fingers stretch towards the coast. And as long as I'm more useful as a warlock, that's not a risk Mazora would take.
I've missed traveling with you. You're a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side. Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oops, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
All right, now we got to talk to the nominee of the upcoming Game Awards, which we will be streaming, by the way.
Well, look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And I must say, for someone who had to face down a dark god, you seem to be doing remarkably well. What have you been up to? No relapses, I hope?
No, the call of my blood is well and truly gone. Whatever Withers did, it worked.
I am pleased to hear it. For all our sakes. Not that I was worried, of course. I knew you'd have this under control. But I am glad to see you doing well. I'm glad to see us all doing well, in fact. Things turned out rather nicely in the end.
Last time I saw you, you were running from the sun. What happened?
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. I'm sorry I didn't seek you out that night. I felt ashamed. Like I'd lost everything just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that. But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours. And for all I'd lost, I'd gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it. I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
I could have told you that.
Yes, but you say all sorts of things. Honestly, I don't even listen half the time. It has made for a nice change, though. Inspiring hope in people instead of terror. Well, I do try to inspire a little terror. I'm still me, after all.
So what's next to you? Going to keep living the good life?
Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me. My past may be done, but my present, my future, they're mine. This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
I'm glad to hear it. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
So, for a clarification on something, I did state that Asterian's story I didn't really care for his story. Now, I think a lot of people actually got a little bit upset about that. I'm not saying it was a bad one. I think it was just the one I liked the least. It was still fantastic.
Good company.
But Neil, in this character, absolutely fantastic. And that's my statement. Oh my goodness. Ooh, clothing chest. Oh, please tell me that's the chest with... Oh. Oh, it's just the clothing. Just the clothing chest. Oh, there's Gale. Is my chest still out and about? No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Jaheira!
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
I've learned a lot since we last met. I missed you too, Jaheira.
How nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
It's a Kip, but it's our Kip. I wouldn't change a thing.
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three, but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two, if they don't expel her. Again.
All well and good. What about you? Oh, you must be proud of them.
I suppose I am. I tried to steer them clear of my life's work, but they have chosen it for themselves. There is still much to do. People to house, a Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. But I see the flush in your cheeks when I speak of family. Perhaps you mean to start one of your own. Oh, I don't want to watch over a blood match where the jewelers call me auntie. Just be careful, Valspawn.
Now I'd never let that happen.
All right, Ball child. It is true you are no longer what you were. You have done well for yourself. For all your travels. I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
My home is with Shadowheart.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Hey, Grouchy, late to the party. What up? Not much, man. Welcome. Welcome to the finale. Welcome to the final official finale.
The whole gang is here.
But yeah, as she stated, like talking about children and all that, it's like, I want children. I want kids, but first gotta find something to have them with.
Ah, soldier. How glad I am to see you again. I'd started to wonder if I ever would.
Sorry I haven't visited.
I'm sorry I haven't reached out. I guess I wasn't sure what you'd make of me. I've changed so much. But then again, you have too.
I haven't really. I've just been looking after myself, taking walks through nature, doing the breathing exercises.
Impressive. You've been looking after yourself well. Far different from the haunted person I once knew. Our victory against the Dead Three changed everything.
So am
For
I.
example, my favorite food used to be mutton chops. Do you know what it is now? Brains, soldier. Brains.
I'm almost certain that that's gonna be end up being what my next try that I do. Probably it's starting sometime next year. Like once a week, I'll probably go ahead and jump into BG3 and be like, okay, we're doing honor mode. I don't know when, but we eventually will. Those can't be easy to come by. And how do you get them?
I thought I was good at cracking skulls before. Now I've got it down to something of a science. Or maybe more of a religion. I've made arrangements with a healer in the city. When a patient is beyond saving, but still able to speak for themselves, they're offered a choice. They can go as nature intends to take them, or when they're ready, when their goodbyes have been said, their affairs settled, and all that awaits them is pain. I relieve them.
Oh.
When I consume their brains, I am nourished by much more than the physical nutrition. Their memories, from birth to death, become part of me. I've lived hundreds of childhoods, first loves, marriages, feuds, and friendships. I remember them all. And in this way, we all live on together.
And when the patch dropped, the murder hobo of a group began spamming the group chat with, "We ride at dawn." Oh, I can't wait to actually do a group playthrough. I want to do one so badly. I want to do one so badly. What do you guys play? Actually quite beautiful.
Thanks, soldier. It feels that way too. It's been wonderful to see you again. Reminds me of old times around the campfire. We used to think becoming a mind flayer was a fate worse than death. I wouldn't trade my life, this life, for anything. Funny how things change, isn't it? Enjoy the night, my friend. I know I will.
Hey, Halson.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Damn. That's okay. Let me get... Hold on. Feelings mutual. I've missed you.
We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
You sound like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Come here, big man.
That was more than worth the wait.
Ooh, that's quite the squeeze you put on me.
Apologies. You can probably understand my eagerness. I shall be as gentle as a feather next time. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
Oh, oh. You first, Halson. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped. Gale romance epilogue was a real sweet. Aw, teasing his cat Tara. Oh, we never got to talk to Tara. I don't think I ever got to talk to Tara. Oh. Oh well, you first.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
I recall you have quite a few young wards to care for. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it?
Ah, my greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
I'll need to see this place for myself. Oh.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see, my charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. I have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Daddy Olsen knew what they were doing. Indeed. Oh. I expect you'll have a few tales that will need to wait until they're older. All right, let me see what I have.
I'm all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Regale Halsin with the tales of your past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
It'll be Nathaniel and Oliver.
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, that is the big thing about children. Whatever happens in their life, like whatever big happens, like emotionally affecting, stays with them for a long time. Which is why a lot of people end up with something really bad. They end up with something akin to PTSD or trauma. They would end up like with a traumatizing. They'd be traumatized for most of their adult life if not taken care of properly. And good things, they will essentially stick by that and live by that. Anyways. Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it.
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations.
As a messed up adult, you can confirm
that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
You seem more settled down than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
What of the Grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence. Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but
Wow.
I thought they
Wow.
were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet,
That's cool. That takes
they
practice.
always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
We can be such a dick. Oh, this will fetch a good price. I mean, this is so grateful. This is so good. Thank you. It's lovely. Thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Gale, how you doing, buddy?
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
I'll give him a hug.
Well, that was quite lovely. I'm glad you're as pleased to see me as I am you. I have to say, I'm quite grateful to just be Gale for the evening. I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my explosive former reputation. I seem to put the fear of the gods into them. Or the fear of Mystra, to be more specific. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Go on and convince me. You used to take yourself rather seriously, you know.
I did. But meeting you, traveling the strangest of roads together, I learned to see myself differently. See the weave differently. In fact, I've actually been considering writing down the story of our adventures. The true tale of our flawed but ultimately endearing troop, and the trials and tribulations we overcame. I can hardly leave it to the likes of Volo to give a true account of our adventures.
Yeah, true.
No one would believe him if he did.
That odious man truly frizzles my whiskers. Long-haired miniature dragon, he calls me. Tressim is much less of a mouthful.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
I mean, I would pick this, but I found the love of my life. I'd say I'm pretty happy.
And I couldn't be happier for you. A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
Meanwhile, in an alternate timeline, Gale's smacking my rogue for abusing his illusion of magic. Okay. Okay. Of course. Perhaps the discipline of my oath will help them avoid the wayward paths of the less principled of your kind.
Well, I, for one, can't wait. And I say with some confidence, neither can they. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower. It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening.
Probably.
So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
And but again, as you can see, guys, I still have, again, I have all of my status effects from our last fight, which is great. I find that hilarious. Anyways.
Old friend. For 2 months, Orpheus trained me in the ways of the comet. For 2 more, I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. But to see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Limbo, she'd said. A plane of chaos where you might drink fire like water, where you might breathe ice instead of air. And the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one of the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed them.
There's still checks? It's good to see you.
It's nice to hear it. It has taken all of Orpheus's efforts to conjure my projection, and all of mine to convince him to let me come. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
Where are you now? That you couldn't be here in the flesh.
Shraktalor.
Shraktalor. You recall the name. The capital city of the Githzerai, and the home of their immortal god king, Zareth Menyar Agith.
Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyara Gith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Hold on, the great warrior Lae'zel on a diplomatic mission? Actually, no. The best choice for the job. Your tongue is as learned as your blade.
My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyara Gith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
When will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
Lil. I wonder if... I wonder if, I forgot her name. Bard Lady would be up here instead of Milil.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Check in... Oh, really? Okay. Check incoming with him? You seem glum. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
So, what were you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None. I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Well, in that case, I'd like to play a different song, please.
Go on then. What should I play?
Something lively that encourages dancing would be perfect. How about something thoughtful, hopeful?
Fine. It's your party after all.
I feel like I should know this guy. Minor god of music. Oh. Okay. Oh, I wish. Okay, so here's where I wish. That's the grateful words. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
The pity mutton chops no longer hold any temptation.
End my adventure. This is where I would love. Like, there's still 3 characters I need to talk to. I passed the check and poor guy was so happy someone knew him.
What a lovely occasion this is.
Oh, but then we'd have to go then we'd have to beat Blazel's check. Oh, darn it. Hold on. Ugh. Don't think that's gonna be like, what's our intelligence? Our intelligence okay, is a flat 10. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. We missed it, we missed it. No, we're not gonna go that way. Oh, how I wish I had a potion of let's speak with animal.
I must be careful to not overindulge tonight, lest I lose control and slip into bear form.
Make one? Oh, I don't have any ingredients. Yeah, I don't have any ingredients to make one. How you doing, buddy? It's sad that I can't speak with him, but it's good to see
He
you.
looks coyly at the ground, suddenly shy.
What have you been up to since last we met?
Snaps the air and wiggles. He's either miming fighting a many-limbed creature or dancing. It's unclear. He is, however, exhausted. He's had plenty of adventures without you.
I think it's about time someone looked after you. How about with me and Shadowheart?
The joy in the owlbear's eyes is clear. He longs for a home and would love to stay with Shadowheart.
All right, now we gotta find Scratch!
There's something strange in your old friend's mouth. What is it?
What do you got there, Scratch? He's got the old prison.
Your invitation. He wants you to throw the object he's dropped. But it isn't a ball. It's the astral prism.
Hope Shadowheart is okay with that. Of course she is. She loves animals. Where the hell did you find this, boy?
He whines. Let's talk. More throw.
Shush, come here, boy. So glad Withers remembered to invite my favorite companion.
Scratch barks merrily in something like agreement.
Go get it, boy. All right, time for the last companion.
nervous. But seeing everyone here like this, it's strange, isn't it? I feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside.
Your backside is fine, trust me. I've been checking regularly.
Oh, I've noticed. Ever since I first slipped into my camp garments, I should think. So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any ideas?
Okay, I'm gonna quick save here and see how this goes. Aboard of the redeemed ball spawn and its exquisite paramount? Never. I shall return to my my own ways if I see one stifled yawn.
There are friends, dear. Let's spill nothing but wine tonight. I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word. I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else.
Okay, we saw that one. Let's see the other one. The hell was that?
So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any ideas?
Get the room, girl. He's dirging again. I'm your willing accomplice in all things. What do you think is worth telling?
Well, there's the visit to the House of the Moon, fending off Sharan assassins. That stray imp that joined us. Bing Bong, wasn't it? We've squeezed in a lot.
I know that reference!
I'm glad I got to share it all with you. I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word. I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else.
What I truly need is a kiss.
That can be arranged. Almost a shame we're with company. I'd be tempted to let you whisk me away someplace quiet.
Come here, let me hold you.
Why? Are you expecting to be gone for long? All right. I could get lost in those arms.
Girl, I'm certain you have.
With music in the air and wine flowing, I think I'll manage. Don't get into trouble, but if you must, fetch me first. Enjoying yourself, I hope.
It's good to see everyone, yes.
I know. I'll have to stop myself from getting teary-eyed when it's time to say goodbye again. Let's make tonight count. The only regrets I want to hear about come morning should revolve around an excess of carousing and questionable dancing.
I have a confession to make. I may have volunteered us for something.
Oh, did you now? Come on then, out with it.
I might have said we'd take care of the owlbear.
You didn't. Of course he can come with us.
I knew she didn't like it.
We didn't extend the offer after the battle. It was all such a blur. Are you sure he'd want to join? I'm not exactly settled anywhere right now. It could be dangerous at times.
None of us are any strangers to danger. We'll be in our element.
All right then. It's settled. Oh, the things we'll get up to.
That's adorable, yeah. Oh, we're a couple. It's our duty to bore them to tears with details of our adorable home life.
True. They might even be jealous of the bucolic life. Perhaps every adventurer secretly pines for a little flower-strewn cottage overrun with animals.
Oh, when you put it like that, we could open a guest house.
Oh, gods no, that sounds awful. They'd drag mud everywhere and eat us out of house and home. It's fine. Already passed. Shal must have sensed I was enjoying myself.
Kiss it better.
You'll seize any opportunity, won't you? But I suppose I've been giving you plenty of encouragement.
These are romance. Of course, we're going to continue to do this stuff.
Why, I feel better already. Have fun. Just don't wear yourself out too quickly. I'm anticipating a long night ahead of us.
Oh my.
Withers has surpassed himself with the musical accompaniment for the evening. I had feared things might be a touch more sedate out here in the wilderness. Can't keep away from me, I see. I don't blame you. Withers has surpassed himself with the music.
Breathe deep and move.
Hell.
Cheers to you. Cheers to Withers. Cheers to all of us.
Why are you looking at me so? I'm enjoying myself. You look upon fun, Jahira.
Well, sorry to spoil the fun, but it seems Minskin's landed himself in a Zentirum cell.
The man just makes friends wherever he goes, no? Ah, fine then. I shall keep him from jumping back through a portal in the morning. Or perhaps follow him and give the Zentirum a talking to, if my head is sore enough.
Cheers to you.
Don't worry, friend. I'll be sure to send your royalties by post once the manuscript's published. I'm certain I have your address around here somewhere.
No more Amnian cheeses for you.
It's good to see you again, soldier. I hope it won't be the last time.
After everything, this feels nice. A chance to take a breath, metaphorically speaking.
This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
I can't believe this is real. Never thought we'd gather like this again. It's quite... yes. It's really quite lovely.
Oh, right. You. Hello.
You must be tired. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right?
If that's what he told you, who am I to argue?
Well done. Despite my old friend's genius, he'd have blown himself up long ago if not for the help of friends like you and I. You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able, if you can extract yourself from what I'm sure are very important responsibilities.
Quite like that. Thanks for the invitation.
We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you. I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
That's the first time I've ever talked to Tara. I'm actually amazed at that.
After everything, this feels nuts.
Oh yeah, we already talked to him. We already did second talk to him.
It truly is splendid to see everyone gathered together again, if only for a night. I hope the sun does not make haste to rise on us.
Though I'm going to get...
Checking in on me? Sweet of you.
This romance is so damn adorable.
Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
That can't be it. That can't be everything. Where's Withers? The area you said you wouldn't go. Right. Absolute emergency over declares Fist. Last illithids routed from sewers. Nice. Now there's also essentially the Thorm's army dispersed from the Baldurian borders. Raven Guard returned to full strength.
Cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I needed it.
Last holdout, cultists cleared from Temple of Baal. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash.
Mustn't think about any of the local brain.
Out of the hero of the realms, we followed out your adventures closely from the day you fell from that doomed not away to the final blow you struck the nether brain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. Withers gave me this address, and to whom all Barkas. The unhand gnomes are nearly beyond help, but I've managed to yoke them into something resembling a cohort force for innovation. We've been hired to assist in the city's reconstruction, and our steam-powered up moderations are helping to move building supplies in every part of the city. I am well. I trust you are too. Aww. Ooh, art. Last light in, a light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Halson's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Daniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes. Aww. And as our old songs drift on the winds ever louder, I know I have mere days left, but I do not fear it. Yeah. Again, one of the things is death is not something to fear. It's not. It's a natural part of life. What you should fear is how. How it's to come about. Not that it will. Anyways, if not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I am grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday. I will. Salutations. Oh, I was like, wait, hold on. No, never mind. Wrong person. Anyways, I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our last Baldian bash half a year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the ball cult in your absence, you understand, and I'm working on routing the remaining bullets from Fair City. With the newly promoted Blaze Devila found in town, in tow, of course, this has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public. Oh, poor guy. Oh, it's Older Ravengard. The city is forever in your debt. For your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, you would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before. It suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gordash disguised as safety and security. And they understand, just as I have come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundations of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes. Oh god, this one's a long one. Oh, this one's from Orpheus. Oh god. It's Yankee script. One side of the page, the other is written in the common tongue. Shalak, the prince of the common shines of a riot, breathe my breath, battle by battle, Lax's death draws near. We have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Any Githyanki have already taken up arms at us as warriors of Comet. Others have remained at their enclaves or traveled to creches, dedicating themselves to Orpheus as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not all call themselves children of the Gith. Zareth, many are the Gith. Well, I'm not going to actually try and pronounce that. Yes, Zeraid's God King has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such coalition unspeakable. Orpheus has spoken. If Blacketh is to fall, mayhaps the two skies must again be made one. Hey, Arabella. I will say I am kind of disappointed that we don't get to see all the other companions or all the other characters in this to make it an actual one big old party. But I understand that there was probably a lot of stuff they had to deal with. So they but they at least put it all into notes, which is nice. Bone Man once said I needed to find a balance where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched the idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure it out myself. So I followed the weave, like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you squished the brain, Beard Man showed up, said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beard Man. Minstrel. Or... Minster. Small extract from a self-published tabloid. Notice attached to it. I will not be silenced. Friends, Baldurians, my people, consider our loss, our lauded and benevolent patriarchs maimed, our great upper city libraries demolished, the very beating heart of our great city, the right to speak freely. Dead upon the cobbles, do you not see, my friends? Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the Absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator.
The whole gang is here.
Oh, that's not good.
Time to polish up the horns.
Ooh. Master of the Sanguine Arts. Araj. My friend, no, my darling. Greetings from Menzomaranzan, where the blood you so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house of Bladra. From the moment I saw you, I knew you had power, and I knew that I could harness it. I knew that it would come, that it could be mine. Soon I will descend into the abyss my people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house and its depths. With its, will it be dangerous? Oh yes, most dangerous. But don't fear, darling. Strength will see me through. Oh God. Shadowheart, you might have some competition. Wait, no. Never mind. She will not have competition. Gonna lurk, friends. We're getting antsy to start the run. Trying to bust out the Templar build. Battlemaster / War Cleric. Oh, let him have it. Sebastian! After so long in the vampire's cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write, but what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you killed Cazador and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us. A ravenous wave. Mad with freedom and out for blood. Any gods and gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. Dark will chain us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we once were either, and that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you now and forever.
Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these?
Is that this one?
God,
Yes.
I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
I doubted you for so long, perhaps you knew that already. In spite of my best attempts, you proved yourself time and again. At Joaquin's Rest, in Moonrise Tower, in Worm's Rock, and I still doubted. Another Brain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it, singing a raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. Oh. Did this spawn a Starion? Greetings to the family of Alma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children, who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes, mines are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature for our own blood or not. And called it mercy. But then we met you. We saw the redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children first from Cazador and then from us. For that we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Starion. Would you mind passing this on to Karlak? Thanks a mil. Karlak, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Damon. Oh, I think Damon has a slight crush on her. Gale, my boy. Elminster. Not just Minster, Elminster. I can only apologize for my absence from Wither's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetness. Near esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to the cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the Or's malingering princess no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least. I hope you feel Mr. treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep, or your library for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, no one ever knows when an old friend might drop by. Dear Shadowheart, Nocturne. I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short, as I remain surrounded by Shar's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night, spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measures of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep you safe, and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness, till we find each other once again. Yours always, Nocturne. I had a dream last night. Not that there are any nights here, or any days. Who's this from? It was a dream about you, all of you, and you were here with me, and I had served bread and jam, and oat crackers and cheeses, and enough tea to quench a desert. You nibbled and sipped and smiled and laughed, and you asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked that for so long that I don't know if anyone has ever asked at all. I didn't have the words to answer. And so instead, I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that were here with me. Oh, okay. This is, yeah, okay. They were Raphael's once, and now they only belong to themselves. The archives and art gallery.
Beautiful night. I wish it could last forever.
The Baldur is a grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge for any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am hope. And I persist because of you. Mayrina! I thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby. A beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night, and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, write what you know. With every pamphlet we published, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me, maybe. I will say, I think my game might have bugged a little bit.
I'm glad for it.
Because we heard nothing of I'm pretty sure I rezzed the undead dude. And then let Mayrina take him? I'm pretty sure I did.
Mustn't think about any of the local brains. Far too tempting.
But we heard nothing of it. Anyways. That was 2, right?
Griffiths has a keen eye for a nice vintage.
Alright, and F. Not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked the ball. So I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of wine vintage that managed to roll their way down for the upper city and all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities. Worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall. Oh, okay. If you find yourself at a loose end, enjoy the muck and see if you can get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. Oh. Devlor! I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat of the past. Well, I mean, looks like everyone else's. Has improved somewhat of the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup that the priest pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It was only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still, along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Elturel's unworthy legions. I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it, power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure that this city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief efforts, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I am content. Come and see us when you can. Devil. I hope this finds you wherever you are. I want to thank you and ask a favor. I'm to be made a watcher of the High Harper. Put me forward to the Harper Castle for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I am permitted to bring one guest to the ceremony, who will name me watcher before the council. You spoke for me once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I would be honored if you'd do it again. Oh. First protocol.
fresh air. By the living
The Malagir who freed me. So Lae'zel, like Magir, my words come to you on slate, for they are immutable and eternal. You are not just liberators, you are all warriors of the common. Whatever land you travel, whatever sea you cross, whatever plain you graze. Vlaakith's pawns fall one by one at the hands of my faithful. The city of death stands. The queen sits on her vile throne at its center, but we stand at a precipice. Lae'zel, thanks to you, we are soon to restore an old kinship, and Vlaakith will burn the fires thus stoked. The protocols are written anew, and to you, Magir, I dedicate the first. I dedicate the first. All who call themselves Gith shall unite under one sky.
Come now, out with it. Would be a shame to leave a party like this bereft of music too long.
I never got your name.
Milil. Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to. Apologies.
Oh, come on!
Carried away there. You're hardly to blame. You just want to change up the music, I wager.
Oh, come on! Really?
You know.
You're bloody right. It is an honor.
Finally! The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture. What can I do you for?
I'd like to change the
Your
song.
wish is my... etc. What song do you want?
Oh my god, he's so happy! Something lively. Like,
Interesting choice. Very interesting.
Away, my friend! Minsk shall soon strip, and Boo would not see you blinded.
Withers has surpassed himself with the musical accompaniment for the evening. I had feared things might be a touch more sedate out here in the wilderness. Why, I feel better already. Are you trying to make me sleepy?
all right. I was hoping for maybe. Oh. Hold on. I need acorn truffle and salt. Ah, there's none of that here. Well, anyways.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I'm proud. You gave me a new life, another chance. I did my best with it.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
Friend, we gotta update this game. We gotta wait almost an hour. Ah! 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 To all of you, my real family.
To you.
Gives him time to plan out builds? Yeah. In loving memory of our friend and colleague Jim Southworth, cinematic animation lead. Oh. Yeah. It was sad to hear him go.
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou sought to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Yes, people, withers, drag them. Yes, drag them! And yes, we did rewatch that ending. That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the ending. That was the new ending. That was awesome. Short and sweet, though. In our case, it took 2 hours to get through it. Oh, finally, closure. Yes, indeed, closure. Until our next run, which will be honor mode. Oh, I can't wait. Finally to play a mode that's gonna be like, all right, buddy, listen up. Good luck? Yes. I've already attempted one run, and because I screwed one thing up, I was just like, well, I gotta continue forward. Anyways, chat, that will be all for Baldur's Gate 3. Until next time.